Salud mi gente, you boys coming through once again. Before we continue with this video, do not forget to hit the like, subscribe to the channel. For those who've been showing love and support, I do highly appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much, man. So on today's video, we're gonna bring an update, right? We brought a story to you guys, or I brought a story to you guys about El Moreno Mexicano getting himself involved in an accident, right? Car accident, in where sadly a person became unalive, right? Supposedly, allegedly, he was driving his car, and I believe he was driving over 100 miles per hour, right? When he hit a Yukon. Because of this, somebody sadly became unalive, right? And when I first told you the story, he was facing 15 years in prison, right? So you know what? Probably gonna just do a certain amount of time, right? Usually that's the time they give you when you do that in California. But now 8 more charges were added to his case. 8 more. So now instead of facing 15 years, now he's facing 50 years in prison. That's the max. That's the max sentence. It does not mean that he's going to do 15 years, man. Almost 9 times out of 10, or even 10 times out of 10, you don't get the max. Honestly, it's very rare when you get the max. But that's the max that he can get. I don't think he's going to get it. And I have seen a lot of people making videos. I have seen a lot of people in the comment section saying free El Moreno Mexicano, right? Because you got the connection. The guy's a rapper, has a good story, you know, pretty funny, and he seemed to be down to earth, you know, good personality, period. You know, I cannot disagree with that. You know what I mean? I have to agree with that. But in reality, you have to value the life of the next man. You know, there's no such thing as us. Let me do this. This is going to be a freebie. No. This is why I tell you guys, you have to be responsible for your decisions, because if you make a decision and that decision end up affecting somebody on a negative way, you're going to pay the consequences. And here's a great example. Somebody who had a bright future in front of him. I don't know if you go like, he was young, like 26, 27, 28, around that age. And man, he had a great future in front of him. But he threw it away. He threw it away. Why? Why? Because he got drunk and he decided to drive. Instead of, calling an Uber. He decided to drive. Put the life of residents, civilians in danger, you know? In this accident, one person lost his life. But what about if it would have been a kid? What about if it would have been a grandma? Would people still see it the same way? Because at the end of the day, he could have unalive an entire family. Never know, man. Never know. He got lucky he unalived one person, because he could have unalived a family. Never know, man. You know? And I do think that he has to go to prison. I think that he has to pay his due to society. And it's just going to be a learning lesson. You know? We are quick to make a lot of quick decisions without even thinking, without even caring for the consequences at that moment. But understand one thing. There's always going to be a consequence for every action. So make sure when you make that action, you do it when you're sober. You do it in the right state of mind. Because you never know, man. You never know. It's a sad story, but it's reality. His girlfriend was saying that he was going to wait for him. But, and how many cases we have seen like this, man? And where people want to wait for you. And if I was to give him some advice, man, it's best to do his time by himself. And the reason why is because it's not cool to drag somebody with you. To have somebody do the time with you. Which, if the lady wants to do it, man, that's on her. Props to her. It is what it is. But trust me, man, it's not cool as an inmate to be dragging somebody for that many years, because you only have one life. You only have one life. And if something does not go good, trust me, there's no rewind to that. There's gonna be spending a lot of years right there, and there's gonna be years that somebody could have done something else. If the lady wants to wait for him, well, you know what? Props to that girl. But that is the update right now for Moreno Mexicano. 50 years, man. That's the max. That's crazy. That from 15 years went to 50 years, man. And I just can't believe it, man. I just can't believe it. You know, being apart, let's put it this way. He was apart from his family 25 years. 25 years. He talked to them on the phone. And now that's some crazy story. So that means that he was only a part of their family lives for a small period of time, because he's gonna go in there. I still believe that he's not gonna do that much time. You know, does not mean that he's gonna do the whole 50 years. I still think that he's gonna do like around 15 years, something around there. You know, straight up. That's what I believe. Hopefully that's how it goes. You have to understand that there's two families who are being hurt right now. The family of the victim wants justice, and they're on the right. They're gonna want justice. They're gonna want the max sentence. And the reason why is because they don't get to hug their loved ones no more. They don't get to see them no more. I can guarantee you that they would prefer to have their loved ones alive in prison than actually unalive. You know, because at least they can go visit him in prison. But that victim didn't ask for that. El Moreno Mexicano should have been more responsible, man. You know, and that's the life-changing decisions that we end up making throughout our lives, man, are very important. Are very important, man. So make sure you make your right decision, because, man, trust me, that thing can change your life forever. And somebody so talented like that guy, you know, saludos to that man. Hopefully, he finds God behind those walls, because whatever his religion was, that's his religion was, man, that's something else, man. But always make sure you seek God, man, so he can give you that peace in mind. You know, that's what a lot of people might need, might want, and I believe this is the best for them, especially if you're going at that age, especially you've never been locked up. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. And what's gonna happen with him, you know, in Indianapolis? What kind of how the prisons are run over there? We don't know. We see what happens, man. But shout outs to him, always representing the raza, and he gets down, man. The guy gets down. But you know what? It's a sad situation, man. It's a sad situation. But we just wish nothing but the best to both families. We know that both families are suffering. And just a quick update, man, for all of you guys. So with this being said, we are out to next video. Muchas gracias. Saludos a todos.